Morning folks, you join me in the village of Broad Chalke in South Wiltshire. I'm just about to head out on a short walk up onto the Ox Drove up above Broad Chalke and then back down via Gurston Down. I think it's about 8 miles, something like that. It's going to be the first walk for quite some time. Yeah, as I say, this is the first walk I've done for a considerable time. Certainly the first walk I'm going to video. I've had quite a lazy time of it the last 3 or 4 months. Those of you who've watched other videos know that I've had an issue with my Achilles on my right foot, and that really flared up, and any walk I was doing was just getting incredibly painful, so I've had to rest that up, and then a mixture of that and then an awful lot of wet weather where everywhere was flooded and just a mud bath, and then general laziness has meant I haven't really done any exercise or tough exercise for months. So as you may be able to see, I've put a fair bit of weight back on, which I'm annoyed about. So today's a lovely sunny day, so I've taken this opportunity to come out. Leg at the moment is fine. I did a bit of a walk the other day, didn't film it, but yeah, and there was no adverse reaction from that. So I'm hoping we're over the worst of it and I can now get back out into the hills and get some exercise, some fresh air in my lungs, because I've had a series of colds and flu and all the usual winter nonsense, which I think lack of activity makes worse. So I'm just hoping now that we're behind the worst of that and we can crack on and get fitter and lighter again. Lovely clear short stream. Say we've had an awful lot of rain in December and January, and everywhere was an absolute mud bath. But we've had a dry month and then a few frosts, so thankfully the ground is fairly solid, and hopefully we shouldn't get too muddy today. I've already had to shed the coat, even though it's not that warm. I'm already hot, sweating, because we're going up a bit of a hill. It's not a massive hill, but it's just a fairly gradual climb up onto the top of the Oxdrove. But as you can hear, puffing like a steam train pulling out the station. So we've had a bit of a climb and we're now about to lose all that elevation we've just gained and go straight back down into a farmyard by the looks of it. Pete's got the tractors there, Tom's here, and the case. Big sprayer as well. Not quite sure what these birds are up here. See them. They don't seem to know what to do. They're young turkeys, possibly. I don't know. Quite odd. Hello. Assuming that's the path straight through the middle. Not immediately obvious, but I'm guessing so. Got a right sweat on now. I've still got the remnants of a chesty cough. I haven't had a chesty cough for donkey's years, but yeah, one of the last cold I picked up was giving me a chesty cough now, which I've had for nearly 2 weeks, I suppose. Seem to be getting over the worst of it, but it just gets aggravated every now and again. Wish this was smell-o-vision, because this field has had a bit of organic fertiliser, shall we say, a bit of muck spreading on it, so it smells quite ripe. Into some woods now. I think we're not far from the Oxdrove. We'll be taking a left shortly. Yeah, so far it's been a bit of a pleasant walk. I'm puffing a little bit, but nothing too bad. But then again, we haven't had any steep climbs. They've only been steady climbs, so I don't think we're going to get any steep climbs today anyway. Found this ideal little log to sit on, so I thought might as well take the opportunity to have a cup of coffee and take the opportunity to welcome all the new subscribers to my channel. I've had quite a few recently. I suspect you're all here to watch the Southwest Coast Path videos, but if any of you do hang about, then welcome. Hopefully I'll be able to do some more long distance walks maybe later on this year. But anyway, thanks for joining me, and it's a little bit windy here, so hopefully you can hear this. But here we are on now on the Oxdrove. I'm going to walk along this now for I'm guessing about a couple of miles, something like that, 2.5 miles. It's nice, not too muddy, so that's good. Hopefully not too much traffic's been up and down it. Up beside pig farm now. Most of them are hiding inside their sties, but there's one or two out and about. Piglets. Getting some views now, looking down the valley into Fovant, I believe. Yeah, and that valley there sort of takes you all the way down to Shaftesbury. Not much to see. Probably not going to be able to see now, but the birds are very active in the hedgerows, or flying out of the hedgerows. But I bet this camera probably won't pick any of them up. I'll just keep filming for a while just to see if it does. There's not a lot to see along the Droveway because it's got high hedges on both sides, but we've broken out tiny little gaps. So I'll just spin the camera around, a little bit of a view. A few sheep resting. I don't know if you can see them. Yeah, we're about a third of the way along this Droveway now. And so far it's not been the mud bath I was half expecting, so I'm quite happy about that. It's just a pity we got such high hedges on both sides, because it's a little bit hazy anyway today, but you could get some quite good views from up here if you the odd bits where you do get a break. Here's a little bit of a view down the valley. We're going to walk along this tree line, which then, as you can see, goes out around that Iron Age fort, which is above Fovant Badges. I've forgotten the name of the Iron Age fort off the top of my head. I'll put it up on the screen. Yeah, so where I said earlier we were looking down onto Fovant, we weren't. We were looking down onto Barfoot St Martin, but yeah, Fovant's the other side of that hill. We're just coming to the part where we leave the Droveway now and head off towards Gurston Down. Can't say I'm sad to be leaving the Droveway because as you can see, it's high hedges all the sides, so there's very little views to look at, so it's a bit of a boring walk. But hopefully now we'll be coming back out into open countryside. I'll be looking for a handy log or something to have a sit down on and have a spot of lunch, because I'm starting to get a little bit tired now because I'm not used to all this walking malarkey. Get through this gate first. Yeah, no, my luck, there won't be anything to sit on, but anyway, we'll keep going for a bit and see if we can find anything. Right, for any of you motorsport fans, we're just coming up to the top end of Gurston Down hill climbing course. Fortunately, that goes down that road over there, but our footpath takes us around the side. But yeah, so this is the top, the finishing point, as we say, of the hill climb. I don't know if we'll get any views of it as we go further down. But, anyway, a viewing platform here or something. So we're just basically heading down now back into Broad Chalke. I can, with my eye, pick out the very top of the church tower in the distance, but I doubt whether this camera zooms good enough. I'll see if I can take a photo. We're on the descent now down into the village. In parts it's quite slippy, thankfully this bit's quite dry. yeah, so not far to go now with the walk. I've actually quite enjoyed coming out, because I don't know about you, I quite enjoy walking solo because it gives you what I call quality thinking time. You can put the world to rights in your head, and without any other distractions of the daily detritus of life, etc., distracting you. So yeah, so done a lot of good thinking today, mostly thinking about how unfit I am and how I need to lose weight, but nevertheless it's still quality thinking time. Break the habit of a lifetime and resist the temptation to go to the pub. But it is a good pub. I'm back at the car now. Suddenly got a bit busy in the car park. Lots of other walkers returning, so thought I'd sit inside, have a quick cup of coffee, and do a final recap of the walk. Yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it. Okay, not so many views and vistas, but it was just good to get outside in a bit of sunshine, fresh air, and get a bit of exercise. So hopefully I can stitch this together and be a half decent video, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again next time. Bye.